Back up one. Don't let Mathias Buhurt play hard. Hey, there it goes. It's working. I'm proud
Working
of it.
out?
Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
So we're actually. I do believe we're live right now. I'm
Let's
going
hope
to.
so.
I do believe so. I'm going to go check the YouTube
Yeah,
and
let's
make
see if it
sure
works,
because
as
we've
you
got
told me.
phones and all that shit. God. Dude, technology's killing me. Give me a battle axe and like the ability and the allowance to go hit people, and I'll do it. Like
Yeah,
make me figure out how to use a computer constantly. It's gonna drive me nuts. Do you have
that's
that?
never.
Do you have your Grizzlov falchion near you?
Uh, Actually, I don't have my falchion at home. I have one on the wall. I have my helmet from Vyacheslav, if you want to see that one.
Yeah, I do. Because
Actually,
when we talk about your car fire, which sounds ridiculous. Like, oh, I had a car fire and I lost all my shit.
yep.
Um, I'd love to know how. Why isn't it share? Is it not? I do believe we're live though.
Yeah, we're alive. I can see now.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe you want to catch my helmet?
Yeah, go if you want to go snag your helmet.
My girlfriend will get it for me.
Is that Lark?
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Lark.
Lurk.
Lark. One of them.
Lurk. How do you is that an English name for lacquer? Like in Danish, Henry is
Mhm.
Henry. Many English names in Danish is fucking weird. Like
Yeah,
Henry is Henry. That sounds badass in English, but in Danish it's like just like a redneck name.
yeah.
And
When I first met her, she told me like her name was Lark or Lark.
yeah, don't even worry. 1 second, they'll just she just get to the helmet. Just
Oh
put
yeah,
it
you're good.
on the
You're good.
sofa.
You're good.
Yeah, so I'm back.
Yeah.
I have it for when you want me to show it.
Okay.
I also catch you the burnt one actually, because I have the burnt one.
Oh yeah, you have the burnt one?
Yeah,
No shit.
Yeah, the firefighters brought. There was like, yeah, there's a bunch of melted, shitty, burnt stuff in the back. So yeah, please, man, can you get it out for me? Can you
That's
save somewhere?
fantastic.
Yeah. So my girlfriend actually took the burnt helmet, and she took it and cleaned it up, not polished it, like because it has to be still kind of fiery.
Mm-hmm.
And she took it, made it clean, and then she made it into a kind of like a lamp, not a lamp, like a lamp screen.
Oh, there you go. Like a lamp shade that goes
Yeah,
over
lamp
top
shade. Yeah,
of it.
sorry. Yeah, that's
Nice,
what it is.
nice.
That's
No,
really
no,
sweet.
we're gonna have enough. We're gonna have enough of us trying to figure out like words between us, and I feel like through this series of me trying to do this thing, I'm gonna have that problem. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
what word are you trying to get? Because we'll go with it. It'll be fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm not.
Just if you know that it's me or my brother you're talking to, that's a step of the way.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I actually, I hit up a couple of people. I'm like, look, can you find me somebody that like can speak English pretty okay? Like, it doesn't have to be like perfect English. That's fine. Like, I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
But some English is nice.
yeah. It's I've done some streams and some interviews with friends. I won't say from where, but around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Where some of them, sometimes it gets hard when it's both what they're saying, but also their understanding is not that good.
Yeah.
It makes it hard to communicate.
For some reason, I am not able to pull up my live stream on my phone, and I'm gonna get upsetty spaghetti about it.
Upsetty spaghetti.
I'm gonna get upsetty spaghetti about it.
The words.
Look, man, it works.
I like it. Yeah, I have you. I'm on the phone. I can see it. We're live on my phone.
Well, I can't see the thing, and it makes. Oh wait, no, it's just showing up with Andrew's fucking picture. It's showing up with me and Andrew on the fucking screen instead of me.
Nice.
You remember Andrew, right?
Andrew, who of those?
Andrew Dion.
Oh yeah, of course, man. I remember. He's a good guy, man. That's also the thing, with me for the US is, I have friends fucking everywhere, man. I love it. We have this thing that we love, new people. Actually, when I met you the first time, remember it was IMCF was it Poland?
Malbrook, Poland.
Yeah, exactly. And the funny part is that was my second world championships. I was really new to the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the other Danish guys, the older guys, They was like, oh yeah, you and your brother, you're just sucking up to the Americans, blah blah blah. Because we liked people, we like to meet new guys instead of just sitting our asses, with the old crew,
Yeah.
And now most of these guys, they're out the sport, and we know, God and everyone.
Well, that was actually when me and Andrew went over to Poland, went to Malberg. We're like, we're not going to go stay in hotels. What's the point in staying in hotels? We're going to go camp, and we're going to go hang out with all the other fighters because this is the experience that we want. We want to go hang out with other dudes that are doing 100%. The same sport. Like, why the fuck not?
And it's funny to see because even though we are very similar, sometimes we have huge differences.
Oh, extreme.
That's funny to see,
I mean, I remember running around with you guys and like you guys just looking at us going like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's not how it is here. I'm like, oh okay, cool. When in Rome, you figure it the fuck out, I guess. It's kind of,
we did better and better. It was a slow start. Actually, I need to find you. I don't have it now. Maybe my brother or someone can send it to me or whatever. The picture of me and my brother's helmets we got in our first year of IMCF. We started IMCF, then we went to Battle of Nations.
Yeah.
But the first year, we got a helmet from, I don't want to say his name just because I don't want to be an asshole, but he doesn't do much Buhurt armor anymore. A helmet that was so bad that my brother, it was really, really light. So it's like, this is nice. This is perfect. Sure. It's light. My brother was running around testing the helmet on his face. And one guy was like, ha, 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 I'll just hit you in the face with a spoon. And like, and for fun, and it's a medieval spoon. Yeah, okay. It's a bit heavy than a normal spoon, but it's not a weapon.
Yeah.
And it dented the helmet.
No shit.
Yeah, bro. And we were like, what? I was like, bro, take off your helmet. There's a dent in that shit.
No, I was like, not good helmets, man.
Yeah. And then we tried to hit it with a dual sword. And let's be honest, a dual sword is so light that it should be not doing like it should if a dual sword can make any dents in your helmet, I would say your helmet is too weak.
Yeah, no shit.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And this one dented it. So we took a hellbot and hit it like on the ground with just 80% hit force.
No, we left Jimmy in the helmet. We left Jimmy in the helmet and we just told him, hey, test this real quick. We're going to use this pole arm. Don't worry about this.
Jimmy would die.
Jimmy dead.
Jimmy would die, yeah.
We buried Jimmy out back.
The hellbot, it caved in the helmet. Like, you would be dead in that one. That was fucking insane.
That's nuts. So, everybody in the chat, I want to thank you all for coming around. I know this is really random in the middle of the day. If you've got the link, share the link around to the different pages because I'm in the midst of doing this. If you wouldn't mind, that'd be greatly appreciated. But I'm starting this whole little series across the list, Buhurt around the world. I'm sitting here with Mathias from Denmark. Sojborg? Sojborg.
Sojborg, yeah.
Sojborg. Yeah. Because it's got a goofy O with a slash in it, and I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. And
it's an
this is gonna be the funniest part is me just trying to like not butcher words and names. it's gonna be rough. Mathias, if you wouldn't mind, lay out your. Oh, that's terrible. That's heinous.
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
terrible.
Continue.
Mathias, if you could just lay down your fighting history briefly, like when you started and the different tournaments and stuff you've been to.
Oh man, shit, that's a long one. I started 8 years ago. I was not not the first wave of fighters, in France back in the old days with the first guys.
2012. You came in like 2013, 2014.
Yeah, exactly. Like just after it started. Came in like when we started, it was like this weird period of reenactors and weirdos. And sorry, not to like some of our guys was just how not to offend people, but it was back in the days. We just started. It was just goofy people trying to be reenactors, but also trying to be fighters. But most of us were nerds. I'm still a nerd. We are still.
We
nerds.
all are. Yeah.
But we take the nerd and combine it with the athlete. Back in the day, it was only nerds trying to fight. I remember the first time I got in armor. My torso weighed like more than 10 kilos. I don't know what that is in your
20 odd pounds. Like it's 2.2 to every kilo. So figure 2 pounds to every kilo is close enough.
Exactly. So 10 kilos just for the torso, the torso, man. And I had my brother and 2 friends helping me in armor. And when I was standing there, I was like, whoa, I'm sweating. And I didn't even move.
I haven't done anything and I'm already tired as fuck.
Yeah. So that was the start. Then we joined up and tried. We went to the first IMCF in Malbork, Spain, and
Oh no,
one
that's
thing is,
no, Malbork is Poland. Spain
sorry, yeah, Spain was
is
Belmonte.
Belmonte. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's an M in there
And
somewhere.
but that was a sick experience. I will
Mhm.
say, no matter what I think about IMCF today, and no matter the politics, I will say that Belmonte was some of the biggest I've tried, because were you there?
No, I didn't make it to Belmonte.
Even the castle walls, man, there was people couldn't see. There was packed everywhere.
And
That was
Andrew made this point. Belmonte, Spain is actually, he really thinks, is the only reason the IMCF is still around now.
I agree.
Because of how much of an impact that it made.
Like a start,
Yeah.
big start.
Yeah.
100%. I agree. Andrew is so right on that one, because that was a spectacle, and that's also where. Sorry, I was about to talk about the US guys. No, my start, Belmonte IMCF, and then we just went home, and I wanted this more than anything.
Mhm.
And then that's the problem. You have people who wants this 120%, and then
Mhm.
you have a lot of people who say they want it, and you try to drag them up. You drag and say, "Come on, let's fight. Come on, let's train."
Yeah.
It's cold. It's this. It's that. I don't want to fight. And it's then you have this dragging of trying to get a team together,
Mm-hmm.
which was hard. But we managed, and we had the team back then was the Brotherhood, and then it's such a big story. I don't know where to begin and start. Lead me on, maybe. Yeah, I've been to tons of tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to both Battle of the Nation and IMCF. Do you have any leads? What do you want to know? It's a huge 8 years of story. I've been fighting for 8 years.
Okay, how many IMCFs have you been to? How many Bottons have you been to?
I think I've been to Belmonte and Portugal and Spain. No, and Poland.
Malbork,
so that must be 3 IMCFs, and I think is it three Battle of the Nations. I think it was. I think 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Barcelona, blah blah blah. Yeah, about there.
So you've been to like 3 of each, and you've done all kinds of tournaments over there and doing all kinds of stuff.
Also, I've done Prime, Buhurt Prime, in Monaco. That's a story for itself, man. That was insane.
Prime sounds like the most fun thing ever, and also the most intense place that you could probably go. I've had guys tell me that it's more intense than going to Battle of the Nations.
Way more.
Yeah.
First, come on, bro. If you go to IMCF for Battle of the Nations, you'll be like, oh, there will be some hard teams, and there will be someone I can push over like sex toys. That's Vyacheslav word spoken.
Quoted. Yes.
Oh yeah, he calls weak guys sex toys. That's kind of fun.
That's weird.
So but it's funny. You use them for no. so Prime. There's only tough motherfuckers. There's only the 10 toughest teams in the world. There's no walk in the park.
Nope.
There's no hey, we can go in and take some air and fight them and beat them. And then it's some Russian team, and then it's blah blah blah. It's only badass motherfuckers. So it's tough, and the money they put in it is such. You feel like an athlete. You feel like a fighter, because you go there in a 5-star hotel, everything paid for, breakfast, dinner, gala. I know it's how do you say it in English? Gala? No,
gala. Gala's fine.
The gala, right? Yeah.
They have a ball for you that you get to go. You get to go hang out.
Yeah, exactly. With so many kinds of food, and they brought this cake table out with 30 different cakes, and we got yelled at because the Danes were like, "Oh, there's cake," and we started taking the cakes before they had put it all up.
Oh,
so they were,
You can't put food in front of fighters, expect them not to immediately start eating it. That's your first. That's your first problem. That's your first mistake. So I've got right now. Mathias has a little promo video of himself fighting around. This is a couple of different tournaments from overseas.
That's an old one.
Oh, it's old ones.
It's old one, but it's funny. Well, it's one of my old ones. Yeah.
I've got I'm basically just gonna let this play in the background. I'm not even really gonna reference it. It's just moving. There's fighting happening on the screen. That's not just us talking. So what the whole thought process of doing this series and talking to all you guys from overseas and everything else like that. In America, we have such a way of looking at the sport and how we look at our meta and everything else like that. And I kind of want to know how the perspective that you guys have being overseas and being like, that's where it originated, that's where it started and everything else like that. And you have a lot more support. You have a lot more teams that you can go and fight within a reasonable distance, I feel.
And the distances, yeah.
Yeah. Like I travel, like I have to travel like 12, it's probably like a 4-hour plane ride to get somewhere, 5-hour plane ride to go to a national tournament over in like Arizona or something like that.
Shit, man, that's a long one.
I mean, it's a plane ride. So, I don't know, like you guys have a lot more smaller tournaments happening around. You're able to go out and fight more teams, do a lot more.
Sadly, I would say both ends, because the Danish fight scene has gone weird, man. You know, it's same as with everyone else, the IMCF, the battle nations.
Yeah.
You know, politics, people hate each other on this and that, and
it's all bullshit. It's all Buhurt. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like everybody
we try to connect it. Actually, the most of it is old fucking stuff, man, that people don't forget.
Yeah.
So we try to fix it, but yes, in Denmark now we'll see. You know, first, it's also hard because of Corona. You know, so it's
COVID.
It's
okay, let's take a COVID out of it, because COVID has completely screwed everybody up.
Yeah, but yeah, for us to go to fight another team is the closest team we have to fight is our old friends from the Brotherhood. They are only 2 hours drive.
Yeah,
and then we have one. They are maybe 2.5, 3 hours away, and we have some 4 hours away. So if we really want to fight them, you know, we can go there.
Well, you guys are also removed from mainland Europe too, aren't you? Like you're not an island, but you're a part of an island, aren't you? Or no, you're at the top. Where the fuck? Now I have to actually look up a map of Denmark. Where the fuck is Denmark?
Denmark is the top of Germany.
No, it's the top of Germany. So realistically, you all could get on a train, take a train ride, and go to a sizable tournament and fight dudes from other countries and do the whole thing, right?
We could, also just a plane down south, and we're there.
Yeah,
a few hours in the plane, and we're in Poland. 1 hour, and we're in Germany. So if we want to, but it's also to say that when you're Danish, it's so weird, because for me to drive 2 hours, it's not far, but it's kind of far.
Yeah,
you know, you don't just go. You plan it and you go. You know, because we're not used to it. Like in the USA, oh, my neighbor, he's like 5 hours away.
Yeah,
you know, that's not
it's not exactly a neighbor, but yeah, 5 hours isn't the worst trip in the world. Making a 2-hour trip to go to practice and everything else like that once a month isn't unheard of for us to go and do.
Exactly.
Like we're a little bit more spread out, but we're trying to build up more chapters in places so we can make it easier to condense people in certain areas. But
that's also a thing that should be tried more. Also, we try here that when people are like, I want to join your club. No, please try to make your own, because it's easy to just capture the best fighters, but you won't get more clubs to the country.
Yeah. And being able to generate more clubs means more eyes. You've diversified. You're not all just looking in one area. You want to spread it out and diversify and gather more people.
Exactly.
By the way, anybody in the chat, if you guys have questions for Mathias or me or anybody else like that, talk about stuff overseas.
Please ask.
Yeah, hit us up in the chat. Like that's kind of what the whole process was. I want to give people a chance to ask questions of people of other countries and other like places doing stuff.
100%.
So I have a question. How do you think do you watch American steel fighting at all?
Yeah, actually I do. I think I'm one of those weirdos, because I see everything. You know,
you're not a weirdo. I spend like 5 hours a day consuming fight media, so you're not really far off, buddy.
Yeah. So the last we watched were the Carolina Connage.
Yep.
I watched both IMCF and the Battle Nations. It was a bit sad that I was like, whoa, that was fast for the IMCF. That was only 3 teams. That was.
There's also like that trying
COVID,
to be a big tournament
is,
right now in COVID is very difficult.
It is, and it's also I actually also think it's weird that you're holding a tournament so close to so far, but still in COVID. I thought that you should maybe wait a little bit, but that's US.
It's because of all the amount of work that went into getting the tournament figured out. They didn't want to lose all of that fucking effort. Yeah, before they thought it would be better off.
Yeah. I get it. But yeah, so we saw the Carolina Connage. We actually see them all because, some of my best friends from the USA, you know, that's a lot of you guys. And I love you dudes, man. I love you. And I don't fucking care who hates who.
Yeah, no,
I have
it's
friends on on all sides, and that's the issue. I have so I like y'all.
well, that's my thing. I'm an extremely objective human being. I'm willing to. I'm a part of all the organizations over here, all the leagues that are in the States. I'm a part of them. I have been to Baden. I've been to IMCF. I plan on
Yeah,
going to more of both. And I just see it as fighting, and I'm like, really, if you guys want to keep diversifying and making the fighting
yeah.
making fighting a problem, I'm gonna have an issue with it. Hey, Frederick's in the chat. How you doing?
Hi, my brother.
Yeah, what do you think of your twin, the other cyborg?
Oh man, that's the funny part about me and my brother is that we have the way we have split in the way of fighting. We both fight.
Hmm.
We also both kind of coach. But Frederick, in our new team, we brought our new team, the Iron Wolves.
Hmm.
It's actually our brand, only like less than a year old.
Yeah.
Frederick is the coach
Hmm.
of the team in the way that he is really smart in with this way of putting stuff from thought to action.
Yeah.
And when he watches a movie and take elements and
Hmm.
he's really good at analyzing everything. And
Yeah.
then I'm the captain and I'm the one who have been fighting straight 8 years.
Yeah.
So we kind of split it up in a really nice way, and now we're making a team that is doing progress really fucking strongly in very short time.
Yeah.
And not to be hard, but I hope and think in after COVID, I think we'll take the Danish national championship very fast.
And you know what? The amount of effort that you guys put in is going to show in the proof's in the pudding. Realistically, I don't know if you get that fucking.
Yeah,
analogy,
I get it.
But realistically, if you're training hard and you've got a really disciplined group of dudes, like the evidence is there in the end.
But what you're saying there is actually one of those. Yeah, the training is 100% really.
Well, I saw in one of the videos that we're going to have up, it has you guys fighting in foam, and I'm glad I'm glad in the states that we're having more of a foam fighting practice kind of situation, because everybody's like, let's put on our armor, let's fight with swords. I'm like, we don't have to all the time.
I'll tell you what I think about that later and why.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing you said with the people, I've seen that you can take the weirdest, smallest, weakest guy and train him for 1,000 years, and he will never be a fighter. And you can take a dude. There's just this up here, man.
Mm-hmm.
This has so much to say. It's
all in the mentality. It's all in the mentality.
100%.
So like, in being overseas, like, how much do you think, like, compared to what happened, like what you saw at Carnage, the style of fighting, the way that we fight compared to how the Europeans fight, how fighting at Prime is, and everything else like that? How do you think the differences in like the European meta?
One of the weirdest things I was actually very surprised about is that I see some of the teams train a lot like we do.
Mm-hmm.
The Warlords, for example, the way they train looks very similar to us. What we're looking for, what we're doing in grappling and fighting,
mm-hmm.
and the mix. But I was really surprised that I saw so little rail use. Not in the I want to hook it and stand here like a fat guy who'd never run a mile.
Yeah.
But more like using the rail for fighting advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that much.
It's a difficult thing to try and build into the psyche, because the ACL was so IMCF related, and a lot of fighters are still coming out of that thought process.
And also the fence you used was this weird
cattle fence.
Well, that was a bit weird also.
It's just because it's easiest, it's cheapest for us to buy them.
I do understand why you use it. I can see why.
Like trying to haul a wooden list and spending the money on like lumber to build a list. I don't know how lumber prices are out in Denmark, but lumber prices here are terrible. Like, it's gone up 45% since the COVID started.
It's expensive. Yeah, for us, when we use it, we have to use it for on and on and on.
Yeah,
and put it back on it.
Yeah. So like the cattle rails and everything else like that kind of make it difficult for hooking, but like hooking hasn't really been a part of our meta or about of our thought process for 5 years, 6 years now. So trying to bring more of a Baden HMB, being able to use those tactics as well. Like, I sat down and watched me and Alex Blackspear, Bear Blackspear, he's got a YouTube channel as well, breaking down fights. He does a lot of the WMFC fights, actually. Me and him sat and did, I think it was White Company and...
Western Tower?
No, it wasn't Western Tower. It was the Buhurt tournament in France. It was... Shit, why is it Old Friends? No.
Old Friends? That's a band club.
It's a what?
That's a club, a band club.
Oh, okay. It was a Russian team versus White Company.
Then maybe it's Old Friends. I think.
I think it is. Red and yellow.
Yeah, that's a band club. They have Partisans, but they.
Oh no, it was Partisan 1 versus White Company. That I couldn't get Partisan 1 in my head.
So it's Partisan before they broke up. Now they're broken.
Okay.
Now they're kind of back, but yeah, it's a mix.
Okay. Is that what Old Friends is? Just like the remnants of Partisan?
No. You have Old Friends. That's one of them. Then we have Bear Paw, Bear's Paw, and then you had Partisans. That's the three main teams, the top teams from Band Club. You also have Bear Cops. That's the young ones. So that's different teams, like all different teams.
Yeah.
And they are really, really strong. Every one of those.
Watching Partisan 1 versus White Company, the rail usage and the amount of grind game that is just insane, because that is not how we work in the States. We like most of the time in the States, like fights don't go longer than 2 minutes. Like we don't time out rounds. Rounds don't time out. And you can see that in some of the fighters, like there's two guys versus one dude, and that one guy just doesn't fall over, and they're all just exhausted. And that's no commentary. That's no commentary on them. I think it's kind of a thought process for the American leagues. Like we need to be able to dig deeper and like last longer into the further into the round, kind of thing.
Agree.
So
also, I think with the rail thing, there's especially the people from IMCF. No hate to those guys, but they sometimes hate a lot on the rail use in Battle of the Nations. But I really, really prefer it because, first of all, if you really want, you can ignore him, you can run away from him, you can beat his arm, you can do what you want, you can be better.
Yeah.
But the problem I have with IMCF is it's too easy for a new guy to just go to my face and just try to suicide my ass because I have my defense, but there's
nothing you can't do anything about a dude who's just hanging all of his weight on you and he wants to fall over with you.
If he just bears hug really fast, then it's 50-50, right? And I do judo, I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu and kickboxing, but still it can happen very easily. And I think when I see IMCF, the problem for me, what I think is sad sometimes is that it's a lot of we're falling together,
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. That's sad.
It's one thing it's one thing I'm preaching about, preaching against in the United States. I'm like, quit hugging on each other. I want to see more Muay Thai clinches, getting inside the chest, not allowing them to wrap around your head, staying away from each other, and working on the judo throws, working on your footwork to trip them over, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Fulcrums. I'm trying to get away from this whole hug game because people hug me all the fucking time. That's how they deal with me. They send two dudes after me. One guy's going to hug onto me. The other guy's going to like distract me so the other guy can just fall with me. And I'm like,
but the problem is also, even if he don't just want to fall with you, if he just says that, I'll just keep you here, your chances of just throwing him without falling with him is even harder because many judo throws, many of the throws we can do is falling with him. Or sometimes it's okay to fall with him.
Yeah.
So in Battle of Nations, it's not always that it works like this. So that's why, it's too easy to just hug a guy and just stay there.
Yeah. A lot of the judo teachers I talk to over here in the States, and I'm trying to get them to give me like lessons and everything else like that. I'm like, I need standing judo. I do not go to the ground with this asshole. I don't want to go to the ground with him. And they're like, oh, that changes some things. I'm like, yeah, you think about that and come back to me because I have a group of dudes that we're going to come to your class, pay you to teach us, and you're going to teach us how to do standing judo and not fall the fuck over.
That's what I try to do with the judo class I've done, and BJJ I do a lot. With all these things, I try to combine it, both Muay Thai, judo, kickboxing. I take all I can that is the best parts, and I make them work for Buhurt. Try them out in first and soft, and then we try it in armor. One of the worst things I know is when I see people trying to teach skills, not like a judo throw. When you try to teach it for the first time in armor, I hate it.
Yeah,
and I hate it because you can't just learn it in armor because you're gonna get stuck. You're gonna this. You're gonna that. Teach them so they know how to do basics. First, you teach them a normal judo throw.
Yep.
Then you teach them maybe the Buhurt variant, and then you go into armor, and then you try it out. You don't teach it there; you try it out.
Yeah. That's why I like kind of like soft kit. Soft kit allows us to like not put on our full armor. You put on the soft kit, you learn how to do the judo throw a little bit encumbered.
Exactly.
So it gets in the way a little bit. And I think the helmet's actually the most important thing, because 3/4 of the time when you go to do a throw, the helmet actually stops you from completing the throw without going with him, because he's got such a good handle on that helmet there.
Yeah, true.
So I think, and foam fighting also saves you a little bit. You're not carrying a bunch. You don't have a lot of weight carrying you to the ground, and it pads you a little bit when you fall.
But also the thing with training foam is we tend to train foam the most of the time, and then we once a month we go into armor. Because the thing with training in armor every time, 2 times a week, would be, first of all, I don't think your joints and your body has very, very good of it. In my opinion, it's not a medical one, but in my opinion. And your
I
neck,
agree with you.
your joints, it's just not made for it.
Yeah.
And also, it's for new fighters to come join your team. It's just very hard. They don't know what to do with it. It's just basically so much easier for the club to start training and using this as the way forward. And also for I have a lot of, sorry to say it, I have a lot of lazy dudes in my team also. Good guys, I have so many good guys, but I also have the lazy guys.
Yeah.
The lazy guys, if they have, hey, bro, come use half an armor to armor up and try this, you don't know, blah, blah, blah. But if you say, hey, come, we fight, we train, put on this soft kit that takes only 5 minutes and go fight. It's just easier for the new people to join up.
It also is not like such a high price point to try and get in on it, because of what it's like $400, $400 for a full foam kit compared to $4,000 for a full steel kit, $3,000 for a full steel kit.
And that's been Buhurt's armored combat biggest problem for many years. It's
been the hurdle.
Prices. Yeah. But for my team, we have bought it to the team, me and my brother's new club. We have about 10 full sets of gear as the club owns. For renting.
Nice.
So we have for gearing up people all the time now.
Nice.
Actually, I think we're up on 60 now. I'm not sure. We're buying more.
Yeah, just keep getting more of it. I got more dudes. We need to get more of it.
More dudes.
Yeah, I need more guys in armor. That's my game plan.
Exactly.
There's a question in the chat. I'm having trouble getting my weight up lately. I've been stuck at 120 pounds. What do I do with that? He's stuck at like 55 kilos.
Good question. That's actually nice, because now, first of all, that he's asking is that both me and my brother has been a lot in personal training. My brother is certified strength coach, and we do a lot of those. Yeah. We lost weight. That's the other way around.
You guys are also thick bastards. Like, you're dense. Like
we are. I weighed I've lost like 25 kilos.
Wow. 50 fucking pounds.
Yeah, I never saw it. Me and my brother. You should see our old pictures, man. That's some fat ass whales.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So for the dude, what's his name?
Prince of Pain. That's hilarious. Prince of Pain.
Prince of Pain. Okay, yeah. No. So for you, PP, gaining weight is, first of all, the biggest thing I've told my clients is that a lot of the time people are like, oh yeah, I am eating. No, eat more. No, but I am eating.
No, you need to eat more.
Because first of all, you need to train fucking hard. Of course, take care of yourself and eat more, like way more. Because when people who say they eat a lot, it's like, oh, then I eat 3,000 calories.
No.
The problem is that when I have to lose weight and it sucks ass, he has to feel kind of the same way on gaining weight. Yeah. You need to, of course, read up on it, but don't just go blind. But when you eat, you kind of need to eat and then eat more.
Yeah.
Drink whipped cream, whatever cream. To gain some calories, because you need to be a calorie not deficit. What it's called? What's it called?
Oh Jesus! What's the opposite of deficit? A surplus. Surplus. Look, man, I get hit in the head a lot. I'm allowed to fuck up my words. So what I think what it is, like, you can't eat a shit ton at once, because your body actually doesn't really absorb it that well. At that point, you're just
actually that's a myth. Kind of both end. He can eat. The problem is I'm actually only eating once a day mostly. I'm actually only eating in a window of 4 hours. I'm fasting. But that's in generally best for losing weight. So yes, for gaining, I would also recommend eating more times, because it's easier.
Yeah.
And also you get a little bit more protein with your meals if you're eating more times. But if he only have time to eat once a day in 4 hours or whatever, he just eats there.
Yeah.
Don't think about it.
I currently eat. I probably eat 4 to 6 times a day, and I'm putting down probably about 4,500 to about 5,000 calories a day, just trying to build muscle, trying to like build gains. And it's just like a constant thing. I'm not saying that anybody really needs to do an ever living shit, like do that kind of stuff. But once you get to a certain point, you kind of almost have to force yourself to keep eating.
Exactly,
He's also only 16, so he's got time.
Oh, nice.
As a 16-year-old.
It's good, and just use your time, man, to, of course, be careful with your body. You're still young, but use the time. When you're young, you have all this new testosterone. It's new when you're new training. It will go faster, so that's good. And also, so when you're eating, for the young guy, when you want to gain, don't just. This is a weird question because you have on the one side, yes, you can just eat candy, whatever, because you want to gain calories. On the other side, you want to have as much as these calories to be protein. If I was you, I would count my proteins to be at least 1.6 or 2.2. So if you can, 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight.
That's actually pretty close to what I've been told by every other damn dietitian that I've been put at. But we could talk about this for hours, and everyone can argue about it like forever in the chat because
they can send questions if they want to.
Everybody's got their own opinions on it.
Yeah.
So progressing through the years and doing everything else like that, how have you seen Buhurt change in the Euro scene? Because the American scene's completely fucking like exponentially fucking different. How has it changed? How it's completely different, like light years different. How is it different in the Euro scene from when you've started till now?
The change is that when I started, everybody was like, "Hey, this sport, we need to try it, man. This is fucking awesome." And they put together a team, like a national team. Everybody comes together, joins a team, every country. And then through the years, all countries, I actually don't know any country who's kind of have no issues. All countries like boom, 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 they split up. Like in England, White Company bailed out and say, "Hey, we'll do our own because we want it this way." In our country, we did it. You know, there's a lot of breakouts from these groups. And that's actually also why I think IMCF lost a lot, because we actually came back in the days to IMCF and said, "Hey, we want to fight."
Yeah.
And they said, "No, we'll stick with the ones we have." And we said, "Can we fight about it?" "No, you cannot." We stick with the old teams. So that's actually also why I think that they lost a lot of teams, because they didn't want to interfere. I get why they said it, but I think they lost a lot of good teams that way, because much of the time the breakout teams were, I would say, some of the stronger teams.
Yeah, I definitely think that might just come down to egos at the same time. Like everybody's like,
not saying that's why they're strong. Oh, bro, egos is
terrible.
I think the whole thing is egos, man.
Yeah.
The problem Buhurt has that is sometimes why I think I should just play fucking badminton or something single sports. Is that Buhurt is even in fight sports like kickboxing, BJJ, they have ego issues.
Yeah.
But they are only themselves.
Yes.
In Buhurt, we have an 8-man team, sometimes even bigger, with ego issues.
Yep. And you're never gonna get away from it. There's a group of people like coming together to do something. There's gonna be some kind of ego fight over it at some point in time. Unless
it's a fight sport with a team fight sport, man.
It's
just
there's very few sports that are like this in any way, shape, or form. Like teamwork and everything else like that. Yeah, sure, but like not in such a competitive, like aggressive people coming together to try and talk. And usually they're all type A personalities. Like they're all strong-headed sons of bitches. I'm like, you need to find one dude that you can go, this is the guy that we want to follow, and he makes okay decisions for the rest of us. We can all have our own opinions, but
that's actually what I think is good, that now we know going to smaller groups, and now soon I think we can come together, because the thing we've seen, me and my brother, when BSK, the old Brotherhood combat group, when we left each other, we broke up. It went to hell. And when we broke out from that and made our own group, what I see now, the best part about making your own group is, first of all, of course it's shit. You have to train a lot of new guys to be strong and fight with. And when you're a old fighter, you're like, oh fuck, I miss sometimes fighting just with the strong guys.
Yeah.
But the best part is when you train these guys, they know you're the black belt and that they are the white belts. So they listen and they want to learn from you. They want to experience. They want to see what you've tried and try that. So it's not like a group of 8 black belts like, hey, yeah, I know what I'm talking about, so I don't want to listen. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. How have you seen the fighting change?
Oh man, that's changed a lot. The different teams, when you see the breakups in the countries, then you also saw how the fighting went up. Then many of the breakout teams, also general every other teams, but in general, when they broke up, people like after a breakup with your boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. You're like, hey, I need to get shredded. I need to blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Same here. They want to be the best, so they train harder. And then you see, like in England, you see Wild Company. In Holland, you see Lions of Steel. Denmark, we had BSK. These different teams who just gain speed very fast.
Yeah.
And they get stronger. They get better because they work harder.
Like building your own motivation into a breakup kind of thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna go murder people now. Done.
I think so. Yeah.
Can do.
Yeah.
So
it got stronger. It got stronger, but also weaker in the sense of a connection.
Yeah, I've definitely in watching like Buhurt Prime and stuff like that, I've seen much more sword and falchion, sword and axe, shield and falchion, shield and axe kind of stuff. I've seen a lot more shield and single-handed weapons moving in.
In the US, you love your axes.
Fuck yeah, we do. It makes people quit. I love hitting people with stuff.
But it's so funny because in the US you have teams only with short axes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the short axe is really useful, but sometimes when you get to the top teams, that's what I see. If you see Partisan, White Company, and BSK, and many of the stronger teams, they have either no helibards or they have one, maybe 2. I'm not saying that the long weapon is bad. You see guys like Agiev, like Igor Pefyentev. You see Artyom. You see so many guys being insane with the 200 weapon. So I'm not saying that it's a bad choice. I'm just saying that sometimes you'll meet people where you'll beat them senseless with your axe, and they'll take nothing of it, and they'll just stay there, and then you'll be fucking tired and have nothing to, you got nothing.
More. You got nothing. You got nothing left to put into it, kind of thing.
Exactly. So, but I like it's do yours, man. Do what you like. I just think that it's a bad choice. I don't see a good team with more than 2 helibards at once. Yeah. I personally think that's a bad choice.
Now, when you say halberd, do you mean like long pole axes, or are you talking like our shorter, like 4 foot, 3 foot axe, like a yard?
When I say halberds, I mean in general the longer axes. I
don't
mean yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I see yours, I will say short axe.
No, okay, gotcha. Just because.
But also, yeah.
When people think of a halberd, they're like, "That's a 6.5 foot long axe, like 2 meters long or something like that." Yeah. I'm like, no, it's more like a meter, like 1.2 meters kind of thing.
Yeah, it differs. Yeah.
Now I have to try and shift everything over to fucking metric, so you actually understand what I'm saying. You have reference.
Thank you.
Oh god, what's playing now? I think this is 10 on 10s in Malbork. I think this is the US versus Denmark.
Let's see. I'll just post the stream and see what's happening. Yeah, this is It's when we fought you guys back then. As fuck, man. All these times I love fighting you guys.
I think this was during the rainstorm. I think this was before. This was right before the rainstorm.
Before. Before I went off, and then it was starting shit raining like crazy.
Well, it was insane, raining, thundering, and then hail. That's
actually a good story about this one, because when I was fighting you guys, I was first of all I was a bit afraid, because fuck, man, US guys, our teams. That's also a big difference from back then to now. I don't know how it is in US now, but back in the days, man, US guys was 30 plus. Like 40, like maybe kind of everybody was like,
they're all older dudes,
yeah. And in Denmark and in Europe, most of us was about our 20s. So that was the big difference.
I was 25 at this tournament, and I was one of the youngest. I was one of the youngest guys on the Striking Eagles. Other than actually, I think I was. Cat was the next youngest.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember this fight. The best part about this fight is, first of all, I remember I was so happy because I both ran down we lost, but one of the fights I both ran down Bam Bam and Jay, and
this is 10. I think this is 10 on 10s. This isn't 16 on 16s.
Oh, I can't remember what I think. I think we were in 10. I can't remember if we were.
This is 10s because this is at night. 16s happened during the day.
True.
This was dark as shit in Melbourne.
But the 16s, I remember I was at a bar after with Micah and fuck man, I forgot his name. That's so sad because I know him as a good dude. He just stopped. He's coming back now.
Jeff, not Jeff. He wasn't fighting.
No, he's one of the bigger dudes, man. In Mongolian armor. Why the fuck can I remember his name? He's coming back.
One of the big guys in Mongolian armor?
Yeah, back in the days. He had everything rotten once when he came back from something also.
Oh, fuck.
Why can't I remember?
I can't remember. I think I know who you're talking about.
But these two big-ass motherfuckers, and I met them in the bar. I was heard they were sitting behind me and talking. And
Dustin.
Oh, yeah. Dustin, yeah, Golday. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, man. Dustin and Micah, and they were eating behind me. I didn't know them back then.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, oh, man, I got punched in the face by this dude, man. And this one punched me in the face. And, whoa, he knocked my one of them, I knocked his rivet off his helmet so the visor was dangling. And then when I knocked him so it bit his tongue. And they were talking. I was like, hey, man, that's me, dudes. And then I took a picture with them. Both these guys, man, being like a head taller than me and fucking wide ass dudes. I was proud of myself.
Currently, like in the US, like we still have like an older crew of guys running around. I mean, shit, I'm 30. I turned 31 in March. But like there's a bunch of young, mean guys coming up into the leagues and everything else like that, and they're showing their speed and they're showing the hunger. And I'm like, okay, that's really what you need to be showing is that hunger to come out and get the fucking sport.
Yeah.
And they're taking that and they're running with it. And they are a group of people. Like this is one thing I've noticed in the States. When you get people involved, like interested in the sport, the people that I'm seeing are actually interested in doing the sport. They're not just here to dick around. And I'm like, you don't have to be training 9 days a week and doing all the extraneous shit. If you put the effort forward to at least like get better incrementally. Like that's exponentially better than what we've had in the past.
Yeah, agreed.
Where a guy just goes to one tournament a month and puts on his armor like once a month, once every 2 months kind of thing.
And plays hard. Since everybody just Buhurts.
Yeah.
No, man. I about your new young guys in general, your guys. I saw a lot of strong fighting in at Carnage, for example. Also, just Curtis. Man, I remember that small dude, and he's just fighting. You know, he was so small and scrawny, man, when I met him, and he just fights like a fucking lion.
Oh, yeah?
And I see Otto Draconis like Andrew Barron. He has my heart. I love the dude. Like, and Colin.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, they just, and also Cerberus with Johnny Porter and Danielle. And also shout out to Dan, the new guy from Cerberus. You know, first of all, he puts in so much in this sport. From being new, but also he speaks fucking truth, man. That guy
you mean Dan, like actually Danielle on Facebook?
Yeah, on the Facebook's Danielle. He's so weird.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. No, Dan's actually putting a lot of stuff together on his property up there in Oregon. He's all the way on the fucking left coast, and I need to get out there and like hang out.
I would love to have the money to do that shit too. Man.
Yeah, no shit. So
props out, man.
Are you seeing that you're getting people that are more interested in being a part of the sport and less a part of being in armor?
I mean, if you mean armor as in reenactment?
Well, like they're like, okay, let's go out and do this like once a month kind of thing versus the guys that like, I want to go out and I want to train weekly to do this, to go to that 100%. Once a month thing and murder people.
100%. We are our club. First of all, our club is one thing, but also in general, it's weird because of course this is also what we are searching for. We're only searching for this, but yeah, we see now people are joining up to be fighting, to be training, to become better, not just to I want to be an armor and be a reenactor.
Yeah,
nothing bad with that. Also,
no,
blah, nothing bad, nothing hate, but they join to fight. Especially one of my dudes. He's like a gem to me because under COVID, we can't train, and it's cold and it's winter outside in Denmark right now, and he's there every time I want to train, every time I need help, every
Is
time
his
we wanna
name
fight.
Jonas? Is that Jonas?
No, how do you know Jonas actually?
Frederick
Jonas
put Frederick put it in the chat.
Oh, Jonas, he's awesome, man. He's one of the other guys. Jonas is this. I need to tell you the story, man. He's also to the young 16-year-old guy who's watching. Jonas is this small Harry Potter scrawny looking motherfucker who joins up, and he's in my sofa and he's watching videos. I want to fight. I'm like, oh man, bro, I can't use you for shit. I was like, who the fuck are this guy? And now he joins up. He's broken 2 eyebrows, man. He kicked himself in the head with a knee.
That's great. It's great.
He's fighting so hard, to prove that if you think I'm scrawny, I will kill you and murder you. And he don't give a fuck. His cardio is sick. All you scrawny kids out there, that's how I want to see you fight. Fuck if the guys are bigger than you. If they, what I say to my small guys. Sorry if I'm shouting now. I'm just getting excited. If you're a small guy fighting a bigger guy, you know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know that he'll be trying to just pull your head down. Move. Yeah. You know what to do. Just fuck him up. Run from it. Make his cardio. Make him breathe like a fat guy on a bicycle in the fitness center.
Yeah.
So yeah, but these dudes, they want to fight now, and that's what I like.
Whenever I get smaller guys, I refer back to the French Ninja.
But that's the fun thing, because I do the same, but I forget French Ninja. Adrian Wade is his name. He's fucking awesome. Also, he's so skilled. But French Ninja is actually not that small.
He's not. He's not.
No, he's fucking
jacked.
Beefy.
He's fucking jacked. And I'm like, God damn it. But it's more so his use of agility and his use of field awareness and changing the field drastically. That can be done by a smaller, lighter guy.
Yeah.
Easily.
100%. And he can outrun everyone. You saw back in the days when the Striking Eagles met French Ninja and also met, I think it was not a Kolasakania, the French national team. They were beaten in the way that the way the Striking Eagles back in the days fought was very American.
Are you talking back in the day, 2017?
I'm safe. There was one
in Denmark.
Scotland and Denmark, both Scotland and Denmark.
Oh, they got. I haven't watched enough of the Scotland fights, but I was on the Striking Eagles in Denmark, and I got my shit kicked in by that man.
Yeah, and also shout out to Ringo. It must have. I saw how I felt his pain when he falls to the same thing the second time.
Yeah.
To the French Ninja. And everybody, to all the guys out there, everybody can do that. I can do that. All the good guys fall. Especially when you think you have something that works and then you lose. But fuck, man, I felt his pain.
Oh, it was terrible. Me and Ringo have both we both talk about we don't talk about Denmark for reasons. We've watched the video twice. Like we've watched the video twice and we've never watched it again. We're like, nope. We just need to move on from that. We need to move on from that. We need to be done with it. And everybody's going to go watch the Denmark fights now, and I'm going to be called out. And I'm like, that's okay.
Sorry, Ringo.
I've moved past it. It's okay.
I'm done the same, man.
Ben from Nightlife. Great to hear a European take on most of what most of us see in the American organization problem. Hope to hear more from you. Also, do you think that the U.S. use of the short axe is because of our dominant focus on IMCF rules with a strong stress of minimal grappling, whereas European has more bot and approach rail use?
Good question, actually. I think that I would actually say that the short axe is born from Jay Brooks. Jay was using that
Simon.
One.
Jay and Simon.
Simon Rorich also, But in the beginning he used a little longer axe if I remember correctly. So
Simon's also a bigger dude. Like he's going to use a 5-foot axe.
Exactly. So I would say that the two-handed weapon thing comes maybe from Simon, but the short axe you use the most now is from Jay Brooks. And the way he used it back then was really, really hardcore. And that's but also. One thing is that it was really good and Jay was really strong with that one. But second is, it's also about the armor and the field awareness, because people got caught up in, standing like this, and then just right in the fucking liver, and then you die, man.
And then you're dead.
And if you have shitty armor on, you also just die with it, So I think Ben is right. First of all, there's a button IMCF approach, but also there's a thing in many of the short axe guys Also, if you have one, I can see the potential because he can come in as a runner and kind of strike people in the back weak zones.
He's more like he's a Mako shark. He's kind of like rolling on the outside, and he's just going to clobber you on the side when you're not paying attention.
And that can work, but the problem is if you use 5 of those, you just have too many of the same guy.
Yeah.
It's even harder for the rail fighting because you have to hold on to one thing and try to fight at the same time. So I would say I would never have more than 2 long weapon guys on my team. But Ben, a good question, and please keep asking. That's nice. And I'll return if Paul wants me.
No, I'm gonna be like the thing with this is I'm gonna try and get I'll probably talk to you again at some point in time. I'll have you on, or we'll do a video together talking about some old fights or some shit. But I'm trying to get guys from different countries to get different points of views on this kind of thing because we all think differently. We all look at it differently. Buhurt Gorilla 56. Pete, you're seeing more of a dominance from teams like Dallas Warlords that specifically are training judo and grappling multiple times a week. I'm thinking there may be a shift towards grappling now to compensate. Definitely in the States. Just because I see the European meta being very grappling driven, and being able to finish a grapple. Efficient grappling, not just grapple to grapple.
Not hugging. It's grappling.
Not hugging.
True, man. It's the warlords, as I say, they train the same way as we do in Iron Wolves. We are very judo, Muay Thai focused. We teach grappling, really specific. You can also, I sent you the video on Facebook that you see a lot of the takedowns is judo relative or Muay Thai sweeps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the new meta will be grappling wise. But then the funny part will be to implement it. Because it's not just to go to judo training. That would do a lot, but it's to implement and how to do it and then train it the right way. And so,
Well, everybody, as the meta changes, people start getting used to that meta, and then they know what you're going to do. I think it's going to come down to more of a body manipulation thing, and how do you make this guy you're grappling think that you're going to do something, and you do something completely different from a different position? You need to be able to twist. You can't just do judo. You have to twist it. You have to twist it and form it in different ways to make it work in different positions.
Also, I think sorry if I interrupted.
No, you're good. Fuck
it. What I would say is that for what I tell my guys, one of my biggest assets, my brother once said that I would rather not fight you and fight 2 of the other top team fighters in the Danish league, not because you are better than they are, but the thing when you are fighting is that I am fighting with, I will punch you in the face, I will sweep your legs, I will throw you around, I will run you down. The thing is, what I'm telling my guys is, that sounded very arrogant, sorry, but having an arsenal is the most important you can have. Knowing the judo tricks, but also knowing against them. Knowing your sweeps, but also knowing against them. Knowing to punch and hit with your sword. You have seen the Russians, man. People back in the days, that's also a change thing. People back in the days were like, I could just drop my sword because the sword ain't worth nothing because you can't hit and hurt with it.
Now you're watching guys drop from falchions. Just single-handed falchions.
They'll just beat your legs to fucking oblivion.
Yeah. And that's been another thing I've warned a lot of the guys going overseas when I'm not going over. I'm like, look, some of these Eastern European teams, they train to knock you down with single-handed weapon blows. They are training to do that because they know that you don't respect it. They know that you are only really afraid of people throwing big weapons and doing judo tricks on you. Be worried about single-handed weapons.
But also, actually, what I would say to the guys out there listening, and this is a little trick, maybe not, maybe you guys know, but the biggest thing is, and what the warlords are maybe also having that is more like a hack, more than their judo. I don't know if they have, but I think that this is also what guys like Colin and Craig are looking more at. What, for example, Colin, my really good friend, Colin Campbell.
Yeah.
When what he has that is the most important, and what Iron Phoenix has had back in the days, and what every team should strive to get is mentality.
Oh yeah,
mentality goes way further than any judo. Of course, judo, but in any tricks, the Russians have mentality. Once I went with BSK to a tournament in Poland, and Western Tower brought 5 guys for a 8 fights tournament. No reserves, no nothing. One of them was a new guy, and they beat us all to living death, man. they took the first place and they were insane. I saw people like lying like they were dead. I'm like, okay, he can't fight no more. And then the bell rings. Oh, Western Tower, go to the list. Oh, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know, man, this is up here. You know, I once the commentator at Battle Nation said a word that I'm trying to tell to my guys. He said, surrender is not a part of the Russian language.
No, it's not.
And this is what I'm trying to put into my guys. It's the worst you can do in my gym is to take a knee.
Yep.
If you fucking take a knee, I'll throw you out. I will further see you get beaten or take a guy with you down. I also hate suicides, but you know, taking a knee is the worst part I've ever seen. I can't stand it.
I can understand. Okay, the only thing that I can say against that, if it's you and two other guys and one dude's just hacking at you with an axe, like there's no way you're going to be able to deal with this. Take the knee so you can get up the next round and not be dead ass tired.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
In a strategic sense, in a tournament, it's different.
Yeah, you're right.
No, there's
if your coach shouts to you, just surrender. You know, just throw the towel because we will just take it the next round. That as a tactical advantage, I can see it. You actually see it. It's very funny to see Okolov when he fights. He does that thing, but that's not to take a knee. He just surrenders when he knows I'll not win. Yeah. When he fights the partisans, for example, with Gayat, and they have the chance to win because they're a strong ass team. But when they lose and he has maybe 2 to 3, and he has like Evgeny Gladkov and maybe Andrei Kasilius on his back, he's like, okay, I cannot do this, and the chance of me doing this is very few percent. I'll just surrender. Yeah, and it just goes out. So in that way, I will 100% be with you. But what I mean, taking a knee is, you know,
it's the mentality.
Because, yeah, but like, I can't breathe. I am out of oxygen. Yeah, I'll just take a knee. You know, no way.
They train a mental toughness that most of us can't get our minds around it at some point. And when trying to teach new people to understand that mental toughness is actually a fairly difficult thing.
But for the dudes out there, that's the biggest hack. That's the biggest meta.
Hi from UK Team Kinyas. I'm new and I love your beginner's guides. Awesome. Regards, Ben J. Ben J, thank you for being a part of the channel. I hope everything that I'm putting out is actually like pretty fucking informative. I try to I get questions like every day about random stuff, like new guys asking me stuff. I'm like, okay, I need to make a video on how to answer this question or answer like this question and like 3 other questions I've gotten. And that's basically how I make content right now.
Funny thing in between this, sorry to the guy from, it's actually, if I remember correctly, it's Knias. Like, it's not Kinyas, but Knias.
I'm American.
Yeah, man. Buhurt.
Buhurt.
No, so do we want to know anything special? The new Knias?
No, they were just about it.
Nice.
Like, just random stuff. I figured it was a good stopping point, a middle point right now. I want to take a minute. I actually was drinking out of Total Armor Nutrition. I was drinking some of the pre-workout earlier. Andrew McCabe up there in Detroit's trying to put something together. I don't know if you use pre-workout. It's basically like
I fucking love pre-workout.
But he's got this stuff called Warcry. It's called Tiger's Blood.
Okay, you tell him that if he wants to, he can. How did it get so fucking nightly here?
I don't know. Your screen changed.
I think so. Yeah. I'll see if it comes back. Can I turn it on? No. Weird. That's so weird. Oh yeah. So if he wants to, I love fucking pre-workout, man. I use it for my old trainings. That's a savior. If you go to the gym, it's a savior, man.
I take like half the amount that people tell me to because I'm like, I don't need to have a fucking heart attack while I'm trying to do deadlifts, guys. Like, I'm already working out a shit ton.
I'm the different kind of guy. I take fucking more. Actually, no, you're right, because in the US, the difference is also that when you guys write on the package only 1 scoop, you mean fucking only 1 scoop, or you'll die.
One scoop or you're dead.
In Denmark, it's different because we have like all these restrictions. So it's more like you take 1 or 3 scoops, and if you take 6 scoops, you're like, I can feel a little bit. So we tend to buy illegal stuff outside because it's so weak. Like
you don't call it illegal.
It's kind of illegal, actually.
Probably.
But the funny thing is that even on the market, like I'm in the bodybuilding community. I don't do slim pills or steroids, but like for slim pills, for example, in Denmark, when they sell it, like don't fucking use like slim pills that are legal, because if they're legal, they don't work.
They don't work. Yeah.
If there's a US, maybe I think they'll just shred all your body fat out and you'll die.
Probably. Ben from Nightlife says, true story, pre-workout is legal methamphetamines. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
True. But tell your dude if he wants to do some sponsoring in Denmark and show it around. I'll tell around about it. I love pre-workout, man.
I mean, it tasted good. It tasted kind of like a pina colada with cherries on it. I'm like, okay, I'll take that a lot.
I fucking love pina colada. Like, me and my brothers, man, with these girly drinks.
Just to let you know, the Cyborg twins both love pina colada. They're all about it.
Motherfucker.
Hey, look here! Don't start with me, young lady.
No.
You're on my stream.
Sorry.
So I have a question for you. In the Buhurt community, in the fact that we're all doing the same sport, we're all about this intensity and this craziness. Back in September, you had something really crazy fucking happen. Your car caught on fire, and you lost all of your armor.
Yes,
that's
I don't
insane.
Know if you want to, maybe you can show them the pictures.
Yeah, I don't know how to actually do that on OBS.
Okay.
That's a really ridiculous thing.
I can show you the helmet from the car.
Yeah, do you have your burnt out helmet?
Yes, I was so unlucky to tell the story that all of a sudden I get a wake up call from the police in the middle of the night, and they tell me that, bro. Not bro. Hey, bro. It's the police. No, they say your car is burning and you need to be aware that it's all burned out. It was an accident, but yeah. So this is my shit. I'll see if I can see it here. 1 second.
Yeah, try and get a light on.
Okay, 1 second. This is so weird. Why my? 1 second.
Did your lamp change?
No, I didn't. I don't think so. Let's see if it can.
That's just a burnt out shell of a nasal, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So it's all burnt. It's only black.
Yeah.
You see there's no chain, there's only the undercover things.
Yep.
But yeah, my whole armor worth Danish about 50,000. That's Danish kroners now in dollars is about 6.2, 6.4. So it was a lot of money. It's like a really expensive set I had.
Yeah.
It was all personal made by Vyacheslav.
Yeah.
Misurin. And he also made this new one as a gift. Let's see if we can see it here.
Oh yeah. Misurin came through and got you a whole new rig, didn't he?
No, actually, I was so damn lucky. I have so many friends, and that's also why the sport is the greatest on earth. After the car burn, they all just came together, man. Henrikas Viteka from England, he made my shield. Vitaly Grislov made a sword for me.
Yep.
Vyacheslav made my helmet. Pidel wanted to make a brick, and this Said from Mexico made my legs, and so on and so on. Vitaly, everybody just said, "Hey, I'll make one thing," and they just started who could make. So we had a full set.
Yeah.
Man, I was seriously, man. I was a grown man crying.
Oh hell yeah! Like when you lose, like you think about how much effort that it takes to just gather your armor and buy the first suit and everything else like that. And you've got the suit that you like wearing, that's like fitted to you, situated, well done, and then you lose it like that, and that's kind of like that damn near kill you. You wouldn't go back to the sport half the damn time if that happened to most people.
Exactly, man.
And the fact that you had a whole community group of people like go, hey, like you deserve having armor. Like that's a really shitty way to lose your shit. Do you not have like insurance over there to cover that kind of stuff?
Yeah, sometimes you have something, and the car was insured, but I lost a lot of money on it anyways because it's you. When you lose something, you have to pay off some loans first and blah blah blah. So some was covered, some was not, and sadly not all in all. I was lucky. I had some friends. Yeah.
And the other thing that like is pretty nifty about you, was it inside that helmet that you caught the falchion to the side of your head, or was it in a different helmet?
There was another one, but it has about the same eye holes as my new one.
So he hasn't fucking learned. How did you end up having a blade move right past the side of your eyeball?
No, not past, man. Not past. It was a halberd spear, actually. I don't know why we have fucking spears on our halberds. That's also fucking weird.
I'm always pushing against having them on them. Yeah.
Halberds with a point is of course okay, but with a spear on, man, that's just stupid. Yeah, so it was a mask battle. I can find you the video actually if you want to, or we can share it later. But a mask battle, and this guy instead of when he hitting, he was stepping backwards, and it struck me inside of the eye, and then it went like through here, like into the bone, and then into my face.
Jesus.
Yeah. I had a cut, like a huge cut on my eye, and then 2 holes in my eye.
Jesus.
Like in the back from pressure.
Oh God. Like,
Yeah,
and
so,
can you see out of that eye now? You're all good?
Yeah, man. Sadly, I got no cool like witcher scars.
You got no cool scars or nothing.
No.
Just like it's
No.
just a fucking terrible experience.
Yeah, I was only about to be retarded or something with like when you say when your eyes looking weird.
Oh, okay. I don't like using that word though. Don't use that word.
Sorry, yeah. No, it's good.
But it actually like made sense because it would make you look kind of off. Jesus Christ! Now I'm just throwing myself off.
That's no problem.
Like, okay, so how are you training during pandemic? Like, how are you dealing with not being able to train?
It's a good question because actually right now the pandemic in Denmark is we are in total shutdown.
Yeah.
So sadly we are in 100% lockdown. So we have no stores. We have only food stores open. So I go to one of my teammates. I'm also his personal coach. So we go to his house and we do home training. We have one what is it called?
Pell?
Yeah, not a kettlebell. Not a barbell, but small hand weights.
No, they're dumbbells.
Dumbbells, yeah. We have one dumbbell and we have some. That's it. So we do full body workout with bicep curls and we do some sit-ups. We do squats. We do whatever we can do. Some back training. We train full body workouts, and then I try to see if I once a week can get into armor once every week to do some fighting with one guy because we are only allowed to do see maximum 5 people.
Okay.
Yeah, sadly, and then I try to run some trips and walk. Sadly,
yeah,
and that's coming from normally I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I do kickboxing, and I do strength training, and I do Buhurt. So that's a lot different.
I bet. Like I've been like working on a Pell. I've been doing all my body workouts. I've been doing Night Fit. I don't know if you've ever looked into Night Fit. That's actually a hell of a workout that'll kick the shit out of you.
Nice.
It's like HIIT Tabata. Tabata's like it's HIIT training, like high intensity interval training, with Tabata timer basically. You do like you do a workout for 30 seconds and then you rest for 30 seconds. Then you do it like 3 times. Then you move on to a next workout. And it's all like nothing's really using anything more than a kettlebell or something like that. So you're actually able to like keep the whole body movement going and everything else like that. But it's an intense workout, and it'll burn the fuck out of you. It'll just beat the shit out of you. I'd suggest checking it out. It's actually a really good program. The knightshall.org.com thing. They've got some good shit up there. I'm constantly shilling things. I don't know if you know what the word shill means, but I'm constantly trying to like put out links and stuff for people.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
So what do you see the future? Where do you see the future of the sport?
In general?
Sure.
Oh shit, man. Actually, what I was seeing is I'm curious, for example, about IMCF, how it will evolve, if it will go, because right now both Bodden and IMCF call themselves a world championship. We'll see how that goes. I'm curious. I have my thoughts of how it will go, but I'm curious of how it will. And then I see a lot more of Prime. I think the sport will evolve more into some bigger money in the good way, and bigger scene. And then also that we'll, as we have been doing the last couple of years, we'll cut a lot of the fun people away and more of the pro athletes.
Okay.
Will come.
I'm not one against seeing people just coming out to put on armor and beat people up. I'm completely fine. I'm
cool with it too.
I think it's more so of just a separation of like, here's our fun league, here's the guys that want to go and do world championships kind of stuff. I can see that happening to a certain degree, like building your local scene, building the local group. Like 90% of the time, the local scene, like having a group of dudes come in like once a month and having a fight in your local area, or you go out to another area and you fight, do a tournament. Like that's usually enough for people. Like doing an event every fucking month or something like that.
It's also good to have in our club. We need those guys. You know. If we're only a team of 8 who want to go fight, then we are only a team of 8 and we can only fight 4 and 4.
Yeah.
But if we have more who wants to come train with us, then we can do 5 and 10s and it's so on.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, man.
Greg Fabic, he's been all over the place. He's been to Baden. He's been to IMCF. Greg Fabic is asking, I'm curious what Mathias' personal take on rail hooking, good or bad for the sport, for the fighters. He thinks it's good because he likes fighting at Prime.
I would say I love the rail. I would say I can understand the people who thinks that hugging it like how to say?
I'll tell you why this is asked about. Because in the United States, we watch Euro fighting, we think it's stagnant because it's just a couple of guys. It's just a bunch of dudes hugging on a rail. Nobody's falling down. Nobody's swinging axes. Nobody's swinging swords for a good while in the fight. Like they're trying. I understand, and me and Alex have talked about this from a, I don't know, I wouldn't say ignorant, but an uneducated mind. Like, you don't see the fact that they're trying to work for a better position. They're working on takedowns. They're working on putting themselves in a better situation. And I think that is sometimes lost on just an audience that doesn't understand that level that we're at.
I do understand where it's coming from, the skepsis. I'm 100% pro the rail. I hate the falling, as I told before, the falling together, because that's my opposite of the rail.
Yeah.
I would love if you could hold the rail, but not. No, actually, I would love if they have the same rules, but a little lower fence. So if you hug the rail, you'll also have a little bit of a disadvantage.
It's more detrimental to bend down to get to the
hook. Because now, tall people like Paul, they're like a perfect height for the rail sometimes, and that sucks. But I also see that when you see the pro fights, sometimes you see them just standing there. But that's because it's so fucking important. And that's also when you see Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt fights, they don't move much because it's just this small inch we lose. But for me, when I'm fighting, you'll be seeing me, and I think you'll be seeing more in the future of the top teams, that when they fight, they know that they cannot just out rail fight the other guy, so they run off or they do something new or they try new stuff. So in the future you will see more and more of the rail fighting becoming more funny to watch, because they will also invent ways to take them off the rail. That's also what we're doing here, but I'm 100% pro, and I think there could be like a little bit of a middle ground. I was actually very happy in the IMCF when you could chicken wing. But now the new rules is something that you cannot even touch the rail or something. And then
you can still touch the rail. But
only for 3 seconds, and then you'll be.
Well, if you hold it for longer than 3 seconds, they'll like if you're holding it, they're going to yell hooking and they're going to start counting to 3. If you move your arm to like go like, oh, I'm not actually hooking the rail, I'm off of it kind of thing, they'll be like, okay. If you keep holding on to it and you haven't tried to move, if like the guy's holding your arm down, they're like, we understand he's holding your arm down. Cool. If you don't try to, they're just going to come over and sit you. I had this discussion with Benoit, who's actually like the IMCF head ref, because I made a rail usage video, and I posted that earlier this week, and I realized that I'd fucked up because I was going off of the old school chicken wing rail. And I'm like, oh, wait, don't go off of that. They've changed the rule. So now I had to go back and re-edit like 3 times to figure out how to make it work.
But that's also, I actually saw your video, and I thought that when you're talking Battle of the Nations, you're talking like, oh, they're just hawking it like, But when I use the rail and when the top fighters use the rail, they will not be like...
It's not all the time on the rail. Exactly. They're not all the time wrapped around it.
Exactly. And I saw back in the days, people like, they just hawk it and they just move forward and they just stand there because they don't know how to fight. So just hold the rail. But that's not how it's going to be and how it's doing now. They will be waiting for, now he got me, I'll protect myself.
Yeah.
Then they'll fight, then they'll protect themselves. They will be ready to use the rail. But yeah. It's not like
When I think about it, and I'm dealing with an HMB, when I'm dealing with an HMB crew and I've got an HMB rules, basically if I'm on the rail, I've usually got this arm outside the rail and I'm trying to do stuff. I'm trying to manipulate, I'm trying to do things, punch them, whatever the fuck else. But if I feel like I'm about to be pulled over, I will immediately grab the rail and get pulled. And I'll be like, no, you can't get that. And if I can then use it as leverage to pull them back and across me, like I don't know what the fucking term is, but pulling them across and then turning your body at the same time using the rail, I think that is a viable thing. And I'm currently watching.
We call it in my group. We're calling it inside rail throw.
Yeah, where you drag them back across your body using the rail. Like
who did you say was watching?
I've got Botan. I think I'm watching the Russians beat the shit out of the Czechs right now.
Nice.
And there's a lot of rail hugging. I'm looking at a bunch of rail hugging.
But that's also when it's from, it differs.
Yeah, that's where it is. And this is actually bought in 2015, where it was in the tiniest rail situation possible. Actually.
This is Ukrainians.
That's 2016. No, it's 2016. Well, the yellow and white is Russians, and it's against the Ukrainians, right?
Yeah, that's Ukrainians. That's the mix of Aina Barra and Knyaz.
Yeah.
But but that's also now Battle of Nations has changed the rules. So now you have limits of each route for 5 minutes. So that will also make the teams work harder and not just stand there. Because back in the days, you could stand for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So now if you are the outnumbered team, you will have to fight if you want to win.
Yeah.
So that will also make encounter more for fighting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's also the tactic of make them expend their energy to try and rip me off of this rail, so the next round they're tired as shit.
Exactly.
There's definitely that give and take in that thing.
But also, if you don't touch him, actually, people think that if you don't touch him, if you're 2 against 1 and you just don't fight him, you will actually win, and the judge will tell you go out and fight. And he will also be drawn from the rail. Yeah. So you can easily you don't have to stay there.
Yeah. I think that you'll see the rail being used, but I think a definite change in dynamic movement. Watching Partisan 1 being able to change targets, interchanging their people and their dudes, I think that is actually where we should be seeing our sport moving to. Dynamic movement is extremely important.
That's actually exactly what they do. That's one of the things we're training with our club right now, is that if you're fighting someone on the rail and you feel, shit, man, I can't move him, he can't move me. He's too fast at reacting to what I'm doing, and me the same. Then if you can, then you need to run off, and then you need to take one guy. Because if you can take over, let's say I'm fighting with you, there's a guy on your face and I'm going on his back. Then I have the advantage point because I'm on his back, I have his face, and I can face mask pull him. Yeah. And then you can run off and take my guy. So that one I agree totally with you, man.
Being able to change off dance partners, I think, is just is a very important thing. And then if you don't immediately go over and take the guy that was just left, and you see the opportunity to make a 2-on-1 happen and take out a guy really fast off of one of your other dudes, and then you can immediately make the numbers change. Because we both know that coming from 4 versus 5 is almost fucking impossible. It's very difficult to come back from 4v5 in 5-on-5s. I think it's a very uphill battle in 5s. In 10s,
it so much depends on who you're with.
I mean, if you're evened on skills, if the teams are evenly kind of matched, 4 versus 5 is very difficult. In 10s or 12s, you can be 10 versus 12 and still have a fairly good chance of winning that round. The numbers kind of mix out a little bit better for you in that thing. But I think the numbers game has actually been kind of, in America, I think the numbers game has kind of been forgotten. I don't think, not forgotten, but it's just less so. I'm like, no, make the numbers game better. Like, make one dude take 2 guys so you have 4 versus 3 somewhere else.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that, how is that not being happened?
I tell my dudes that when you if you start the fight 5-on-5, and there's 2 guys on your back, don't be afraid, man. Be happy. Yeah. Because if you know you can stall these guys, your guys are 2 motherfuckers on one and they'll kill him.
Yeah, that you just have to make sure that your team understands, hey, if you have the numbers advantage, deal with it. Do it now. Be efficient. You need to deal with that so you can come help my ass.
I've seen way too many who is you know, in a lead of guys, not using that advantage. Like in 2012s, whatever, and the one flank has just taken out 2 dudes, and they're actually the more.
Yeah.
And they don't use it. That's the worst part. Then I get fucking angry at myself when I'm watching it.
So my last little blurb here. Top 3 things you love about Buhurt.
Oh shit. Travel and people and fighting. So friends, traveling and fighting.
Okay, I can follow that.
Man, shit, friends, you know, yeah, just see what happened with my car burn, man. My friends from around the world, they paid up so much money to help me out.
Yeah. That's beyond, like, and Ringo put out the other day that my Gambeson looks like shit. There are giant holes in my Gambeson. It's falling apart. And he put out the other day, like, hey, I'm pulling a collection for Paul's new Gambeson. Who wants to put in? People put people put up money, and I'm like, holy shit, I did not realize, and now I'm going to go get a brand new Gambeson. It's going to be beautiful.
But didn't they make it too small, or was it someone you borrowed for?
No. My Gambeson, no, you're talking about the video I did the body casting in. And I just didn't have a Gambeson there.
Okay.
CJ puts me in his Gambeson, and CJ is literally half my size. Like,
I thought
breadth
that was
and width.
I thought that was your new Gambeson that you were casting for armor. I was like, whoa, dude.
No. That'd be hilarious, though. Like, my old Gambeson's just got gigantic holes in it and everything else like that. So I'm going to be getting a new Gambeson from probably Quilter Armor. I don't know who else. But I'm definitely going to be I'm going to be doing a video review of it, and I'm going to get like a full.
I actually got my new one. The one I was gifted as a help was from Quiver Stock.
Okay.
I'm actually really, really happy about that one. Really happy.
How's the material and everything? How do you like it?
It can be washed, so it's actually able. It's like made. It's made for regulations at Battle of Nations, but also made so you can wash it in the machine.
Oh shit!
So that's really nice, and it's very. You can get it all kinds of thickness, but mine is very thin, so it's good movable. And I'm just happy they can do whatever you want, man. I have broideries all over and written quotes on the bottom, and I fucking love it. Perfect.
Friedrich says, "Talk about the helmet for the French kid."
Oh yeah, shit, man. There was one of my old teammates did steal from some other dudes in the sport. Sadly, he's not in the sport anymore. I won't say his name, just out of being a good guy. Yeah, respectful. But yeah, he did something really, really bad and stole from. He sold his helmet and never sent the helmet. He did that to like 5 people.
Huh.
So he tricked the money from them. And one of the guys we found out because people were attacking us in this because they wrote his name and say, hey guys, you know this guy, he's from the old team. And we saw that one of the dudes he stole from was a French kid, you know, a kid who had, if I remember correctly, he had no money. He was a student, right?
Yeah.
And for Christmas, he has either his mom gave it as a Christmas gift, or he has saved up money to buy a used helmet.
Yeah.
Not a new one, a used, half-broken helmet.
Yeah.
And it never came. And his Christmas was looking really sad. It broke my heart, man. It fucking broke my heart. One thing is stealing, and another thing is for a guy who has nothing for his Christmas.
Yeah.
That hurt my heart. Yeah, and just the month before, that was when people helped me with my gear. So I took my guys from my team and said, "Who is in?
Yeah.
Let's get him a helmet." I found a helmet. I actually had one of my older teammates that was actually stopped fighting and just had it laying around. Said, "Can I buy this off you from a good price?" Yes, I could, and I bought it from him. And the guys we shared and found some plates and Aventail, and
nice.
Then we someone paid shipping, and then we just sent him a Christmas gift, and now he has a helmet.
There you go. That's and that's that kind of feel good shit that you want to hear about. I think the biggest thing about this sport is that we can all come together and we can do this crazy, insane shit that we do, and still be decent to one another afterwards.
Like in old times, you know, beat each other senseless and then go have a drink, right?
Yeah, no shit. That was the main thing about going overseas. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go over there and fight. I'm going to go over there and punch Europeans in the face. I'm about it. But at the same time, I want to go party with them too. So I want to thank you for being on with me. I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I know it's like, what is it, like 11 o'clock midnight now?
It's actually about 12 soon.
Yeah.
August 12th. So yeah.
This is going to be weird. I mean, this whole series is going to be me putting out live streams at weird parts of the day for America because I'm going by their schedules. So fuck everybody else.
America, fuck yeah.
Yeah, America, fuck yeah. I want to thank everybody in chat for being around and asking questions and making commentary and stuff. I'm probably going to be talking with Mathias again. We'll probably talk about training or something crazy like that.
If they want to, they can write questions to you and we can answer them some other day.
No shit, I'm about it. I want to thank everybody. Have a great day, but also